Welcome, everybody. Any special requests this morning? Hips? Hips? All right, let's begin. Let's come out onto our back. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. We'll start in a hip opener, a gentle one. So as you lay down, you can let your arms come to wherever you feel comfortable, just coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. So the arms can be along the sides, they can be out to a T, they can be in cactus or a diamond shape around your head. See what feels good. And start to settle. And start to relax and let go of the morning. Allow your body to be heavy. Allow your body to relax completely. And just begin to move the breath in and out through your nose. Trying to keep the lips closed and the jaw relaxed. And begin to notice the rise and fall of the belly as you breathe in and breathe out. Just coming into that diaphragmatic breathing that you're so familiar with. And then start to draw the breath up a little higher. So once the belly fills, begin to expand those ribs out to the sides. And as you exhale, allow the ribs to regather and the belly to make its way back towards the spine. Adding in the thoracic breath. One last place to take it, right up to the collarbones. So the next time you inhale, feel the belly, ribs, right up into the upper chest. And then from the upper chest, down through the rib cage, empty the lungs completely, belly falls towards the spine. So we're linking now our abdominal breathing with our thoracic breathing, with our clavicular breathing. All three parts together. Relax. With the slowing of the breath, the heart rate slows, the body moves into more of a state of relaxation. Keeping your arms exactly as they are on your next inhale, just let your knees come back up. And if you want to take your heels a little closer to you, allow your knees now to fall over to the right. Let your head turn to the left, just keeping the feet on the floor as the legs come over, so it's more of a gentle twist. Left shoulder is down, left rib cage coming back down towards the ground. If the left foot is behind the right, you can choose to kind of slide that left leg over on top of the right leg if you prefer. If it feels as though that low back can handle a little more, you can try squeezing those knees in a little closer to the chest, but try not to let your left shoulder pull away from the floor. Good. On your next inhale, start to lift the head up, start to lift the knees up, feet are on the ground. Walk your feet to center. And then just let your knees melt over to the left. So that right foot starts, it's fallen behind the left. Taking a moment there to adjust, to acclimatize to this position. And then maybe you're sliding the right leg up on top of the left leg. Giving that a few moments. Maybe squeezing the knees in a little closer to the chest. But again, that right shoulder stays heavy. Try to encourage that right rib cage area to come back down towards the ground as well. On your next inhale, let your head and your knees come up, walking your feet back to center. Drawing your knees now into your chest, reach for the knees with the hands and just rock from side to side. Rolling from hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, ear to ear. Good. Coming back to center, taking the arms alongside you, palms pressing down to the ground. Set those feet down on the ground, heels close to the buttocks. Tuck the tailbone, flattening the low back. Feet are at a hip distance width. As you inhale, slowly come up into bridge. And as you exhale, slowly release back down. Inhaling and the hips rise as you push into the palms. Exhale to lower the hips back down. Continuing to move a few times at the pace of your own breath. Try to keep the arms parallel to one another, palms pressing flat, fingers spreading wide. Press into the big toe and inner edge of your heel. And the next time you inhale and lift the hips up, hold there at the top. See if you can walk the hands just a tiny bit closer together, keeping the palms rooted down. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. Pushing the chest area a bit closer to the chin. Keep pushing into the palms. Take one more inhale, rise to the toes. Slide the arms to a T and lower your upper back, mid back, and low back down. Good. Let your knees come into your chest. Reach for the knees with the hands. And just rock a couple times from side to side. Good. You can continue to roll side to side, or if you'd like to roll up and down the length of the spine, come to center, grip the back of the thighs, and move up and down. Chin tucked in as you roll back. See what your body is asking for today. How is your back feeling? If you're going from side to side, roll over to the right to push into the left palm. If you're going back and forth, roll right up to seated, and let's come on to the hands and knees, coming into table pose. And with those hands right at the top of the mat, open as wide as the shoulders, fingers open as wide as they possibly can go as well. Push the earth away from you, and then look back at your thighs. Make sure they're parallel to each other. And then looking down to the ground, just ahead of the fingers, press heavily into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone up. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tail as you arch the back. Inhaling into cow, make that U shape with your spine. Exhale into the cat. And continue back and forth a few times. Heavily pressing down into the tops of the feet. Heavily pressing into both your palms. Gripping with those fingers, keep the shoulders away from the ears in both postures. One more inhale, come into cow pose. One more exhale, up into a cat stretch. And then you're at a neutral table, sliding the knees back a couple inches, curling your toes under. Take it up to your first downward facing dog. And as your hips rise, push the chest back, pull the shoulders up and back away from the ears. Try to keep pressing the floor away from you through both hands, and just start to walk the heels up and down a few times. Pressing each heel one last time. And then try to press both heels down at the same time. Let your hips sway side to side. And then bring your hips back through center. On your inhale, rise to the toes, soften the knees as you look forward, and exhale your feet to your hands. Inhale, look forward as you lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale again to a flat back, little squeeze between the shoulder blades. Exhale, fold, hinge from the hips. Last time, inhale, look forward, lengthen. Grab the back of the legs now and very gently pull yourself down into an active forward bend. Just finding that first gentle edge. Lifting the hips up and away from the heels. Good. As you release the grip, adjust your feet to a hip distance stance, bend your knees, and just hang in a ragdoll forward fold for a moment. Shaking the head no. Nodding the head yes. Relaxing the head. Just letting go. Try to let the weight fall back into the heels a bit more. Shifting the weight forward into the toes, back into the heels, forward into the toes, and then find center. Take one last deep breath in. As you exhale, if you're holding your elbows, release them. Keep tucking the chin in as you inhale. Start to roll slowly up. Try to take several breaths to stack those vertebrae. The arms just hang, the head is heavy. As you start to straighten out the upper back, the legs can begin to straighten, rolling the shoulders up and back and down. Palms turn open. Let your feet come to a comfortable stance. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, reach forward and fold over those legs. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Plant your palms and step back to the top of a push-up. From the toes or from the knees, listening to your body. Firm pressure with the hands. Good. As you inhale, look slightly forward and start to lower shoulders and hips at the exact same time, and then send the chin forward as you lift through the back of the head into your cobra. Squeeze those legs together. Point your toes straight back behind you. Lift those kneecaps off the ground. Push into your hands. Inhale a little bit higher. Exhale, lower your forehead down as you curl your toes under. Inhale to plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up, pressing the chest back as you lower the heels towards the ground. Keeping in mind that the big toes should be a little closer together than the inner heels here to keep the feet parallel. On an inhale, lift your right leg up behind you, and as you exhale, take a big step forward with that right foot. And then planting your left foot on a 45-degree angle, square your hips to the top of your mat. On an inhale, reach your arms up into Virabhadrasana, Warrior One. Pulling that right hip back, drawing that left hip forward, lifting the chin slightly, looking up. Draw those shoulders down and away from the ears. Good. Take one more inhale. Really extend up. As you exhale, release the hands down to the ground. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale through to cobra. Exhale, forehead down, tuck the toes. Inhale to plank. And slowly lift up and back to downward facing dog. Press into your thumb and pointer finger, and on your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Right foot plants on that 45, and we inhale up into Warrior One on the left side. Try to draw the left hip back. Try to pull that right hip forward. Bend deeply into that left knee so the knee is over the ankle. Try to press that right leg as straight as you can. Relax the shoulders. Relax the face. Take one more inhale, reach and extend. As you exhale, let those hands come down to frame your left foot. Inhale to the top of a push-up, and exhale, lower slowly. Curl into your cobra, bhujangasana. Lower the forehead as you exhale. Inhale, tuck the toes, press up, and back to your downward dog. Turning the big toes just slightly in. Relax your head and let it hang. Knowing that at any time that downward dog loses its ability to be a resting pose, you can always come down to knees or even sink back into child's pose. Good. On your next inhale, let your right leg float up, and as you exhale, take a big step forward again with the right foot. This time, plant your left foot on a 90-degree angle to that right foot, and walk your left foot back as far as you can take it. Point your left toes straight out to the left. Line up your right heel with the arch of your left foot. And now you're going to lead with your left hand, and on an inhale, you're going to windmill yourself slowly up into your warrior two. So left arm comes up and the right arm comes up, arms to a T now. Bend deeply into your right knee, look down that right arm, and then tuck the tailbone a little bit. Pull that low belly back towards the spine. Relax the shoulders down, away from the ears, and then see if you can reach back just a bit with those left fingers. Hug the muscles of the upper arms in just a bit closer to the bone. Lengthen upwards through the crown of your head and take one more inhale. Exhale, let your hands windmill back down to frame that right foot as you come onto your left toes. This time, let's just step back to downward dog. Hips lift up, chest presses back. Inhale, and the left leg lifts slowly. And then a big step forward with that left foot. Plant the right foot behind the left, heel to arch. Walk that right foot back as far as it'll go. Point your right toes straight out to the right as best you can. And then leading with your right fingers, inhale, windmill it up into warrior two. Look down the length of that left arm, past the tip of that left middle finger. And as you bend deeply into your left knee, let your knee move towards the baby toe edge of your foot ever so slightly. Try not to lock that right leg out. Keep a softness to that knee joint. Maybe you're even closing your eyes. Lift through the crown of your head. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Reaching back just a bit further with those right fingers. And then take one more inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands down to frame the left foot. Come onto your right toes. Step back to your downward facing dog. Stretching out the backs of those legs. And breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. On your next inhale, let your right leg lift up. Exhale and step your right foot forward. Plant the left foot on a 45. Let's inhale and just circle the arms up and over the head. As you exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. And then bring your hands down to your hips. Come onto your left toes. Really root down into that right foot as we move into our warrior three. Let's lift off that left foot. Push out through the heel. Hinging from the hips. Arms can extend back like jet airplane wings. They can come straight out to the sides, or they can even extend forward alongside those ears. Try to make sure that from the ears to the shoulders to the hips to the left ankle, you've created a straight line. Try to keep that left hip down level with your right. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, take a step back with the left foot and root it. Inhale, reach the arms for the ceiling. Exhale, plant the hands on the earth. Step back into a downward dog position and just take a moment. Press the heels down. Push the chest back. Inhale, let your left leg lift. And take a big step forward with the left foot. Right foot roots on a 45 as we inhale. The arms come all the way up. Exhale, hands through to the heart and down to the hips. We come on to the right toes and prepare. Find your drishti, and when you're ready, lift off that right foot, flexing it. Hinging from the hips, keeping those hips level even with one another as you come into your warrior three. Try to find the same positioning for the arms as what you did on the right side. Give a little squeeze between those shoulder blades. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, step that right foot back, root it. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms to the ground. Let your left foot come back and step back into your downward dog. Take a moment here. If those heels are coming flush with the floor, take the feet back a little further. Encourage those hamstrings to open up even more. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees and untuck your toes. Inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone up. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, rounding out the back. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. One more. Inhale, lift the tailbone and the chin. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin and round. Big toes come together. Sit your hips back to your heels. Take the knees a little wider and relax the torso and the head down. Arms can relax in front of you, back alongside you. They can support the head. Just breathe here. Good, reaching those hands back up. Pull yourself up to your hands and your knees. Bringing the knees back to hip distance as you tuck your toes. Press up and back to downward dog. Inhaling high on the toes, soft knees, look forward, and let your feet come all the way up to your hands. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms up. Lift the chin, look up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Exhale completely. Hands to the hips. Take a step back with your left foot. Line up your heels with each other, keeping your right toes pointing forward. Starting with your left foot slightly pigeon-toed, all you're going to do is slide the heel back a little further. Arms to a T. Try to keep your hips facing the wall that's to your left. Look down that right arm and start to reach over that right leg. Tip into your triangle. So as the right hand comes down, the left hand lifts up. Can you look out to the left or up towards that left thumb? Turning your palm in the same direction that your chest is facing. Pull both shoulders away from your ears. Now root equally through both of your feet, strong through both of your legs. Take one more inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, look at your right big toe. Inhale, come back up, hands to the hips. Walk your left foot in a little bit. Turn your left foot in 45 degrees and square your hips completely with the top of your mat. So left hip coming forward, right hip shifting back. Let's inhale, lift that left arm up. Start to hinge from your hips, reaching forward as you fold, coming all the way down. Left hand can come to the floor, inner or outer edge of the foot, can come onto the ankle, can come onto the shin. Now pull the right hip back with that right hand. Start to extend your right arm out like a wing. Look at your right thumb, and as you inhale, start to lift that right arm up. Spiral your chest, open to the right. And breathe. Being sure to have that hip distance between the feet, which will help immensely with the balance aspect of this posture. Good, let's take one more inhale, reach the right hand a little bit higher, and then as you exhale, lower the right hand down. Inhale, look forward and lengthen your spine. Exhale, melt the belly down, the chest, chin, nose, then forehead. Pull the right hip back, shift the left hip forward. Hands can be on the floor or resting on the front of your right leg. Send the crown of the head down towards the top of that right foot. Good, let's inhale and look forward. Bend your right knee, come onto your left toes. Big step forward with the left foot and just melt over those legs here. Good, as you press through the feet, wait for the inhale, circle the arms up, and look up, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take a breath. Exhale completely. Good, hands to the hips. Let's step back with the right foot. Line up your heels to begin. Right foot on a little pigeon toe, left toes pointing straight ahead. Now slide just the right heel back. Arms to a T. Turn your head, look down your left arm. Start to reach out over your left leg as though you could touch fingers with that person that's ahead, and then let your left arm come down as your right arm comes up, looking out to the right or even up towards that right thumb. Draw both shoulders down and away from your ears. Press firmly and evenly through both of your feet. Press into that left big toe and that inner left heel. Roll that right hip back, roll that right shoulder back just slightly, and take one more inhale. Exhale, look down to that left foot. Inhale and come all the way up. Hands to the hips. We're going to walk the right foot in a bit, and then turn that foot in a bit more so that we can draw the right hip forward and shift the left hip back. Keeping the left hand on the left hip, let's inhale, float the right arm up. Hinge from the hips and begin to fold, reaching forward as you come down. Right hand to the inner, outer edge of the foot, up on the ankle or even up on the shin, and then take your left arm. Actually, start with your left hand on your hip. Draw that left hip back a bit. Take your left arm out like a wing and look at your thumb. Inhale, start to lift the arm up. So Dawn, take your feet a little wider apart widthwise. Yeah, that'll help for sure with the balance. Beautiful. Left hip coming back, right hip coming forward. Shoulders stay relaxed and down, away from the ears. Pavrita, Trikonasana, revolve triangle. Take one more inhale. Exhale, let the left hand come down. Inhale, look forward, lengthening your spine, and then fold over that left leg. Relax the head, Draw that right hip forward. Shift that left hip back. Good. As you inhale, lift the chest and the chin. Bend the left knee a bit. Come onto the right toes. Push off the right foot. And right foot steps up. Fold at the top of your mat. Lift those hips up and away from the heels. Send the crown of the head down towards the tops of those feet. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Grab your big toes and pull yourself down. So the palms are facing one another. First two fingers making J-shaped hooks around those big toes. And as the fingers pull up on the toes push down into those fingers. Bring a bit more weight into your toes. Let your hips come forward over those ankles. Beautiful. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, plant your hands shoulder distance apart. Step back to the top of a push-up. Look forward as you inhale. Lower down to the belly. Untuck the toes. Rest the forehead, bend your knees, reach back with the hands, and grab onto the tops of your feet. And if you had to separate your thighs to get the grip, try to bring those legs back together a little bit if you can. Push your feet into your hands, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then inhale, send the chin forward, lift through the back of the head. Can you lift your thighs up? Send your toes towards the ceiling. Find your edge. Breathe deeply. Take one more inhale, come up a little higher, and then lower down. Release the feet, hands beside the chest. Press up slowly to the knees, and sink back into child's pose. And breathe. Reach your hands forward. Pull yourself up to your hands and your knees. And then slide your right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Wiggle your right foot towards your left wrist. How far forward can you wiggle that right foot? When it won't go any further, you're going to pause there, flex the foot a little bit, rise to your fingerprints. Look back at your left leg, trying to keep ankle right behind the hip. Curl your left toes under and start to walk the foot and the knee back, foot and knee. Keep your toes curled under. Flexing your right foot still, walk your hands back. Maybe just in front of the leg. Maybe coming back to either side of those hips. Hug into the midline, lift through the crown. The hands barely take weight. Maybe they don't take any weight at all. Keep breathing deeply, lifting the chin. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to release down to your forearms. Try to get them parallel to each other. And now pull the chest through those upper arms, pull the chin away from the chest, close your eyes, and lift your left knee. Keep pressing out through that right big toe, keeping that foot just slightly flexed. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. You're going to take one more inhale and lower your left knee as you exhale. Relax your head. Start to widen your elbows. Maybe your chest can get a little lower. Maybe stacking your palms, resting the forehead on the hands. If that's too low, maybe stack the fists instead. Keep flexing that right foot just a little bit, and now very slowly untuck your left toes. Point those left toes straight back behind you. Can you slide that foot a little further away? Close your eyes and breathe. Sending that breath down to the right hip, that whole right side, buttock, low back. Feel the stretch at the front of the left hip as well as you extend and stretch those left toes back. Two more breaths here. Last inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, starting to lift the head slowly. Lifting up to forearms and then to palms. Walking those hands back. Let's lean into the right hip. Bring that left leg all the way around. And as you extend your left leg straight out, pull your right knee into your chest. And then allow the knee to fall out to the side, and you're pushing your foot and your leg together. Your chest is square with that extended left leg. Inhale, let the arms reach up, and then fold over the leg. Maybe holding the foot, maybe the ankle, maybe the calf. Level your shoulders out now. Draw the low belly back towards the spine, and send that chest a little closer to those toes, and then relax your head. Close your eyes, and just breathe. Try to keep flexing both of those feet. Try to keep pressing that left heel away from you. Good. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, extend and reach across the room, and then inhale, come all the way up. Turn your palms out and let the arms circle down. So let's bring that right knee up. Pick up your right leg, cross it over the left, and place your right heel just beside that left knee. So don't slide your foot up towards the hip. Try to keep it down away from you. Holding that right knee with the left hand, pull your left toes towards you. Let's inhale, reach the right arm up to the ceiling, turn the palm out, circle the arm around behind us, and then start to walk it in and center it so that it's directly in line with the center of you. Press into that right hand. Inhale, lift that left arm up. Take that straight left arm to the outside of that right leg, and just start to turn your chest to the right. Start to turn your head to the right. Move your eyes as far around to the right as they'll go, and then close the eyes. Really press and root the entire sole of that right foot down to the ground. Pull those left toes towards you. Try to keep lifting through the crown of your head. Back of the neck stays long. Take another inhale, grow that spine longer. As you exhale, twist to your furthest, and then inhale, open the eyes as you look forward, and return to center. Take a very gentle counter twist. Walk both hands to the left, look over that left shoulder, and then come back to center. Let your right leg and your left foot both come around towards that right hip, and come up to your hands and your knees. Let's inhale into a held cow. So lift the chin, lift the tailbone, push the heart through the upper arms. Send the crown of the head towards the tailbone behind your back. Take one more inhale, go back even further, and then reverse it into your cat. Rounding out, push the floor away from you. Good, lots of downward pressure through the shins, tops of the feet and palms. Inhale, neutral table. Exhale, left knee to the outside of the left wrist. And then we start to wiggle that left foot towards the right wrist. So the hips kind of stay up as we do this. Try not to lower them down yet. Rise to your fingerprints. Look back. Make sure your ankle of your right leg is behind the hip. Tuck your toes. And start to walk the foot and the knee back, the foot and the knee. How far back can you walk it? How low can you drop the hips down? And now the hands can walk back. Maybe closer to the leg. Maybe to either side of the knee area. Maybe to either side of the hips. Lifting the chin. Hug into the midline, tucking the tail. Keep a little flex to that left foot. Go ahead, take one more inhale. Look forward and down. And release to your forearms. And as you come down to those forearms, elbows relatively kind of under the shoulders, gripping with the hands, pull the heart forward. Draw the chin away from the chest, lifting through the crown of your head. Close your eyes now and pick up your right knee. And as you pull the heart forward, try to extend that right heel back behind you. Maintain the long, deep breathing here. Try to continually work at lengthening your whole spine. So keep that extension through the crown as the shoulders draw down. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, lower your right knee. Let your head relax down. Let your elbows start to widen. Chest melting closer to the floor, maybe stacking the palms or the fists, resting the forehead on those hands. The right toes are still tucked here. We're going to slowly untuck them, point them straight back behind, and slide that foot, if you can, just a bit further back. Trying to keep your right toes pointing straight to the back of the room now. Try not to let those toes turn to the left at all. Melting those hips down. Softening and releasing into the posture. Keeping that little bit of activity there at the left foot, a little slight flex, engagement around the ankle. Two more breaths here. Hold steady. Last inhale and exhale, and when you are done, you're going to inhale and lift the head, lift the chest, rising to the palms as you walk the hands back in. Take your left hand out beside you, lean into that left hip, and let that right leg come all the way around. And as you extend your right leg out, draw your left knee into your chest to start. Allowing the knee to fall out. Push the foot and the leg together as you engage. Inhale and the arms reach up. Exhale, lean your heart towards your toes, reaching across the room, and then lowering the arms. Take a grip. Bring that left shoulder down level with the right. Draw the low belly in as you drag the heart a little further ahead, and then relax your head, close your eyes. Janu sirsasana here, push out through that right heel. Try not to let those shoulders lift up around the ears at all, keep them relaxed. Paying attention to the sound of your breath. Trying to keep it very slow and steady. And as you inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, reach across the room. Inhale, come up, reach tall, palms out, circle the arms down. Let's lift the left knee up. Cross the left leg over the right, placing the heel just beside that right knee or maybe even closer down towards the calf. Let's pull those right toes back. Use the right hand to pull that left knee in. Inhale and the left arm sweeps up. Turn the palm out, circle the arm around, back and down, and then start to walk it in. Try to bring it in line with your center, as close to the body as it needs to be to act like a second spine. And let's inhale, lift that right arm up. Taking that straight right arm to the outside of that left leg, turning your chest to the left, and now your head to the left. Lastly, those eyes move as far to the left as they'll go. Push out through that right heel. Pull those right toes back. Chin pulling ever so slightly back towards the throat to keep the neck very long as you breathe. Lengthening as you inhale, twisting deeper as you exhale. Good. One last inhale, sit even taller. Exhale, twist to that furthest place, and then inhale, look forward. Release to center. Both hands walk over to the right as we look over that right shoulder, and then come back and extend that left leg out. Pull the flesh from underneath those sitting bones. Pull all 10 toes towards you. Hands beside the hips as you lift through the crown of the head, preparing for Paschimottanasana. Let's inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, reach across the room. Relax the arms down. Take a gentle grip. Draw the low belly in as you drag the heart forward, and then relax the head down. Pulling the heart towards the toes, pulling the toes back towards the heart. Breathing as deeply and as slowly as you can. And as you pause here in this moment of stillness, we're going to end our practice with some form of an inversion, whether it's lying on the back with the legs up, legs and arms up, maybe shoulder stand, maybe headstand. So as you spend time here for these last couple of breaths, think about what your body needs today. Just allowing the blood to at least drain from the legs, maybe legs and arms, maybe the whole body. Good. As you inhale, lift the chin. As you exhale, extend and reach the arms. Inhale, come all the way up, palms out, circle the arms down. So either making your way out onto your back or preparing for your headstand. So think about what type of an inversion, whether it's just legs up, maybe legs and arms up, maybe the full aspect of shoulder stand, maybe you're working on your headstand. What does your body need? You can use the wall, Dawn, for sure. Just trying to slow your breathing down wherever you've come to. If you happen to be next to the wall, legs up the wall is really nice as well. I guess everybody's next to a wall at this point, so. Try to breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. So Dawn, bend your knees a little bit for me. Yeah, and then you can kind of push into the wall a bit more to send those hips forward. It might allow you to get your elbows in a tiny bit more too. Nice. Good, you're welcome. If you're in headstand and you want to work with a couple variations, you can. If you're in shoulder stand, you can come into your plow. If you're in legs up and arms up, try wiggling fingers and toes a bit, encouraging a bit more lymphatic drainage. Maybe rotate wrists and ankles around a bit. You can even go into a wide-legged pose if you're lying on your back. Those of you that have done your variations in your headstand can come into child's pose. Those of you in plow can start to lower down onto your back, sending the legs out as they come down. And once your legs have touched the ground, you can bring your knees to your chest. If you're up against the wall, you can start to make your way back over onto your mat. If you're coming out of headstand, be sure to take at least 3 to 5 breaths in child's pose before you join us, coming over onto your back, hugging your knees into your chest, and just rocking very gently, side to side. Good, and as you roll back to center and you take the arms to a T, start to lower your legs to the right, start to turn your head to the left, and before your left shoulder lifts, set the feet down. Maybe turn the palms up, relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Just take a couple of breaths here. We did a more active twist. Let this be a more passive twist. Surrender your body to gravity. Just focus on keeping that breath long, slow, and deep. And then press down into your palms, engage those legs, and inhale, head and knees, come back up. Change sides as you exhale, turning your head to the right, releasing the legs to the left. Again, try not to lift the right shoulder here. Keep everything heavy. Palms can be up or down, whatever feels best for your body today, for your shoulders, for your neck. Just really melting into the pose. Pressing down through your palms, starting to engage those legs. Inhale, let your head and your knees come up, and wrap the arms around the legs and draw your forehead towards your knees. How small of a ball can you squeeze your body into? Scrunching up everything, engaging every muscle. Take one more inhale. Squeeze, 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 and then release that effort. Maybe you need extra clothing for your Shavasana. You want an extra shirt on. You want to cover your eyes with a little eye pillow. You have a blanket you bring with you to practice. It's nice to just drape it over you, make you a little cozier. Bring your heels now wider than your mat is. Let your feet relax and fall out to the sides. Take the arms slightly away from the body and turn your palms up to face the ceiling as you tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Adding a little downward tuck to the chin, creating a bit more length at the back of your neck. Tip of the tongue rests there at the roof of the mouth, behind the top front teeth. Let the rest of the tongue fall back and down, releasing away from the roof of the mouth. The throat completely relaxed. The breath becoming softer as it returns back to more of a natural state. Scanning the body, making sure that you're comfortable, and making any last final adjustments that are necessary so that you can maintain stillness in this posture as you take rest and just sink and release. As that sound calls you back, come back to the long, deep breathing. Start to reawaken the body, starting with fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Turning your head slowly side to side. And then allowing the head to roll back to center, start to slide your legs together. Reaching the arms over the head. Take a long, deep breath in, stretch everything out, and relax and let the arms sweep down. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug here as you squeeze those knees in, and then rock from side to side. Eventually rolling over onto your right side, letting go of those legs and just relaxing in this fetal position for a few moments. Checking in. Notice how you feel. Notice where there's been a shift, if any. And thank yourself for this gift of yoga here at the start of your day, the start of your week. And when you're ready, with your eyes still closed, slowly make your way up to a seated position that you're comfortable in. Stacking ears over shoulders and shoulders over hips. Hands come together at the heart. A firm amount of pressure between those hands. Send a silent thank you out to all those who came to join you in the space today. And I thank you for allowing me to share these teachings of yoga with you. The divine light within me graciously acknowledges that same divine light within you. Namaste.